That's right. I'm continuing with Mr. Fred Dibnah. I like this guy. What can I say? And I have fun watching him do his thing. It's just, I mean, it's not, I know it's not for everybody, but I really enjoy watching this bloke. See, I'm learning. I got some of your terminology down. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. I'm King Boomer. Good to see you guys again. In the last Fred Dibnah video, I watched him climb this massive tower and put the Union flag of the United Kingdom. Somebody corrected me. I keep saying Union Jack, but that's only for the Navy apparently. So once again, I'm learning. I'm trying my best to make you guys happy. Anyway, Fred Dibnah, a lot of you guys put in the comments that you should, because I asked like who put the ladders up. Well, apparently he did, without no harnesses or anything. So I think I'm going to see this in this video. This is Fred Dibnah laddering a chimney. This is from Same Old Matt, and I want to read this before I start the video because he put up an update in his description. 2021 update, and Same Old Matt says, "Wow, I would never have thought that 10 years ago a video I uploaded would have over 2 million views and reaction videos. Legends never die. Fred's legacy continues." Yes, it sure does. So thank you, Matt, for putting this up all that time ago. And of course, he's got his own channel, so throw him a subscription and call him a Muppet for me, will you? Just remember, Muppet is a term of endearment on this channel. Some people, some of the newcomers don't get that yet, but maybe I'll put up another poll so you guys can let everybody know what you are. But Fred Dibnah laddering a chimney. Of course, when I saw all those comments, I was like, well, I got to do this one now. So here we go, folks. Let's check it out and see what Fred Dibnah, how he does this. I also got in my Discord, I got a video suggestion of, apparently it was his funeral procession in the, is that a word? I don't know. It was his funeral in Bolton, where he's from. And I don't want to hit, thank you for the suggestion. I can't remember who put that in there, but I don't want to watch that quite yet. I want to get into more Fred Dibnah videos, but I think it just goes to show that video, apparently so many people showed up, and I can see why. Fred Dibnah, he seems like he was a very, very good man. So let's get into it, folks. Let's see how he does this, how he puts those ladders up on a chimney. Here we go.
Well, basically, this is sort of a packing that keeps the ladder off the wall of the chimney, so there's room for your boots that go through, you know, on the rungs of the ladder. There's two schools of thought in this. One that, you know, tying them on with string is time-consuming and all that, which it is. But the thing is, when it's being pulled up the side of the chimney, you know, by my mate here, and it bangs against something, it only busts the string, you know. Like the other school of thought is have a metal construction that's bolted to the ladder, which when that hits an iron band or something like that, it busts the bloody ladder, you see. String is cheaper than brand new ladders. So, but it does take a bit of time for tie them all on. Yeah, that's the only problem. Right. It's going to be just underneath the third rung, so there's room for your boots. They've just got to be just underneath the third rung, so there's room for your boots there. If you tie it on there, it's amazing how it gets in way. You know, it's in the wrong shop because there's no room for your feet.
By the way, there's 2 parts to this. I'm going to do the second part in this video, so you'll know when it happens because the first feed will cut out.
Yeah, basically that piece of wood is just to put there to hold the ladder off the wall. Here we are drilling the first hole in you know, which is there is an hole actually there that's just been pointed up. So knocking the first dog, which will be the holdfast at the base of the first ladder, as you might say. Then goes the plug wood, which, as you can see, it doesn't go in very far, you know, but it's quite far enough, you know, it's quite safe. And that's what's termed as a dog. Then I'm going to knocking in now. And the next stage is to the piece of rope. It's called a lashing, and it's a piece of rope about 5 foot long with a loop spliced on one end, as you can see.
I feel pretty safe right now because we're on the ground. For those of you who haven't seen the Fred Dibnah videos before that I've reacted to, I have a big fear of heights. So the videos make me nervous, but it's endlessly fascinating to me. And I love to hear Mr. Fred Dibnah's soothing voice, because it makes me... It kind of gives you like a feeling of feeling at home with like a family member, which is why I really like doing these reaction videos.
The next stage is to prop up a ladder and climb up it as though you were going up to clean the bedroom window. And then about 5 feet from the top of that ladder, you drill another hole, but in our case the hole's already there. You drill another hole as plumb and straight above the one below as you can get it, and insert another piece of plug wood and another dog. So as you get a bit higher up, the holes have a tendency to get a bit deeper. I think it's called fear.
So hook on in the middle?
Here you see the first ladder is in position, and I'm about to tie it onto the bottom dog, or the bottom holdfast, which, you know, that's where the beer belly comes in handy. Sort of round the hook, round the side of the cheek of the ladder, under the rung, round the hook, round the other cheek of the ladder, round the rung, and then back round the rung below, and a 12-inch on, and that's got it fast. It will not come off. The thing to do also is use as much of the rope up as you can, because in a gale the ends start to blow about, and the whipping comes off the end of the rope, and then you've got one with like a cat o' nine tails end on it, you know, blowing about in the wind. That is the pulley wheel to pull up the next ladder. Here the next operation is to tie the ladder to the top dog, or the top holdfast that you've just knocked in, without tying it to the haulage rope, you know, because you sometimes, if you're not paying attention or you're trying to talk to somebody who's mithering you on the floor, you end up lapping it round. You see how easy it would be to lap it round the haulage rope.
I can watch this guy work all day.
Yeah, that's it. That is now, the bottom ladder is now firmly fixed and as good as it'll ever be to the wall of the chimney. And the next operation is to climb up to the top of that ladder and sit astride the top iron rung and reach up as far as you can and drill another hole in the brickwork, which of course it's very easy for me here, because having done this thing about 7 times before and used exactly the same holes every time, I know exactly how far I'm reaching and where I'm going, and it's quite an easy operation to keep the whole stack of ladders in a very straight line. If you're putting them up and you wander towards one side, when you're putting the staging up at the top and you've got one ladder that's maybe 2 foot gone a bit sideways, and say the other one's gone the other way, it looks rather an erratic effort at the top, you know, everything's out of line and out of square. Now we've drilled the hole approximately 5 feet above the top of the bottom ladder and hooked on the pulley wheel. Now this is where the tricky bit comes in.
Okay.
The second ladder is tied on approximately 9 rungs from the top, which is about midway. And of course, when it's being pulled up by the labourer or the man down below, we lose more or less half a ladder of a lap, which you'll see the reason for this shortly. The thing is, as that ladder comes up, or the second ladder comes up, on the bottom rung of it, there are 2 lashings, one of which I'm using now to tie the bottom rung to the nearest corresponding rung of the ladder that's stuck to the wall. I've got the other lashing round my neck, and the 2 steeplejack hooks which have come up with it are stuck in my belt. That's a secondary sort of safety precaution, the one with just a clovitch round the side, just in case that hook there that I've got my hand on, or the one that the pulley's on, if that happened to come out, I'd still be in with a chance. You know, the ladder would still be connected with 2 hooks to the bottom one. As you can see, it's slightly precarious there how it shakes about, but once you've lashed it to that top hook, which is 5 foot above the bottom ladder, you've only got about 6 rungs above that are standing in free space, or what you might call unconnected to the chimney. It is now possible to unhook the pulley wheel and carry it up the back side of the ladder and hook it on the top iron rung, while you use one of the dogs that's stuck in your belt to, you know, get another purchase 5 foot higher up still, you see. And once you've drilled that hole and put the dog in, you can lift up the pulley wheel onto the dog, which of course one end of the rope is still attached to the ladder that you were sat on. And then you'll see in a minute where when I come down and untie that ladder, my man at the bottom pulls and up goes the whole 21 pins of the ladder onto the top of the bottom ladder, which sounds unbelievably complicated, but
yeah,
it is quite a simple operation, really.
Well, Mr. Dibnah, you make it look simple, because you are a legend, sir. I didn't see him put, because remember, it has the 2 hooks that he puts into the side of the chimney that the ladders go on so he can secure it. I didn't see him put a top one on the second one. Maybe he did. I just wasn't paying attention close enough, but it looked like he only put the one in near the bottom one. But I would assume that he did do the second one at the top, because he's standing on... his feet might be blocking the view from it, but because otherwise the top might be swaying would probably be swaying a little bit, I would think. Anyway.
In fact, it's so simple. You can do on a good chimney on a good day, where it isn't windy, and you don't manage to thump the hell out your hand with the hammer. Like, you know, I mean, if you miss with the hammer, it's rather painful. There goes the pulley wheel down the ladder. Untie the lashing at the top that's holding the top of the ladder. Now it all comes loose and flops about in the wind. It's the dodgy bit when it's very windy and you're 3/4 of the way up and the wind's trying to snap the ladder off sideways.
It's swaying, so maybe he didn't put it in there. I'm not...
It's quite exciting.
Don't take that as me questioning Mr. Dibnah, because I know nothing about this line of work. So I'm just my curiosity is like, on a scale of 1 to 10 is a full-blown 10 right now.
And there's the secondary lashing on the side, and then finally the one at the bottom. When you've released it at the bottom, it's at the mercy of the man on the floor and the wind. Sometimes it's rather awkward when it's very windy and the ladders start twisting round the rope, you know, that's pulling the thing up.
Yeah, I would imagine wind is a major factor in what's going on with that. But let's move on to part 2, shall we? Once again, thank you, Same Old Matt, for putting this on. Actually, one of the, what was it, the Jurgen the German video that I just dropped, where because I put 2 clips, and there was a couple comments in there that made me laugh. Like, oh, we hear all the clickety click clicks now because you gotta set it up for the second clip, and yeah, so you're gonna hear some of that. But I got it up now, so here we go.
Now it's now in the right position for fixing onto the sockets at the bottom, and of course you see how close to the.
Okay, so he's got 1 and 2. Is the second one up?
It's being held against the wall by the man on the floor. Very important that the man on the floor is. You've got his wall concentration all the time. You know, that's why it's better using an older man than a younger man who has a tendency to wander off looking at ladies' skirts and things like that. Because if he disappears, you fall off.
You ain't wrong about that.
That's the setting ladder up, and that's what it's all about. Well, almost up.
It's swaying. Oh, God, that makes me nervous. Now I'm getting real nervous. It's really high up.
This method of laddering factory chimneys is quite a recent sort of invention, you know, like 1870s period. A bit before then, they actually flew kites to get string across the tops of chimneys, you know, a right weird situation.
Really? Flying kites over the tops of buildings to get the strings up there? That's a very interesting fact. I didn't know that. Kites of all things. And the kite itself is attached to a string. Or a very thin rope, you know. But that's a very interesting fun fact. Thank you, Fred.
And they were, you know, the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, when they started to erect chimney stacks. Nobody gave it a great deal of thought as to how they were going to get up there to repair the things. Because, of course, they were all built from the inside, more or less right from the beginning of building fairly large ones to building the really monstrous things that there are today at power stations. Like the early ones, you know, 1820s, were only like 60 and 50 feet high. And, of course, you know, they could build them with a conventional scaffold round the outside because they were of no great girth, you know. To circumnavigate the wall of that chimney, which might be 60 odd feet circumference with scaffolding, is going to cost a heck of a lot of money, you know. That's why I think steeplejacks have still still earn a crust of bread, you know. It is one of the good and reliable ways of getting up there, you know.
And he's not even halfway up that thing, though. No harnesses, going up all those heights, and he did it for like what, like 40 years, however long it was.
Basically,
man,
having got the second ladder up, you've more or less conquered it in a way. How you actually do the job. The thing is, you just keep repeating the process. 9 rungs from the top, 2 lashings on the bottom, and 2 dogs, and up it comes. And all as you're up there with is your hammer, your chisel, plug wood, and the end of the pulley wheel and the rope. The important thing not to do is let the rope run through the block and go tumbling down, which means that you've got to come down and get the end of the rope and carry the thing up. Yeah. Which 200 foot of hemp rope is fairly heavy, and by the time you've got back to the top with it, you're getting a bit out of breath. The other thing is, the higher up you get and the harder it gets, you know, because of course the guy at the bottom has got to pull the ladder up further, and you've got to send the end of the rope down further. And also the progression towards the top as you get higher it slows down a bit. This basically is an inspection to give a quote for any forthcoming repairs that need sorting out. Over the years, the first job I ever did were above the collar, the 10 feet of brickwork above the collar. I put some new iron bands round and pointed it all, and a new lightning conductor rod. Then on subsequent visits, I pointed all the panel work round the top 30 feet. And now from the sailing course below that to below the green and white banded area of tile bricks, it's badly in need of pointing, so I'm going to give them an estimate to do that.
Ooh. The further up he gets, the more nervous I get.
That's a bit of old-time steeplejack's plug wood, you know. Him who knocked that in there will be dead and gone, without a doubt.
I didn't. I wasn't expecting him to like talk to the camera at that point. It feels like a family member's talking to you. That's one of the main reasons why I really like doing reactions to Fred Dibnah now.
That's a bit of old-time steeplejack's plug wood, you know. Him who knocked that in there will be dead and gone, without a doubt. Quite rotten, you know.
Oh yeah, it is
These
different.
patches I pointed up, they were some very poor quality steeplejacks damaged the brickwork, you know. Didn't know how to work an hammer and chisel. It's always policy to leave the ladders there until you've come to the financial arrangement with the management about whether they're going to have it done or not, which saves you having to put the ladders up again. The thing is that having secured the contract, if we're going to do it, we've then got to put what's termed as a staging round the top.
Oh man, look how high we are now. Oh my god.
You hear it how it's addled, holler, you know. It's a shame, really. Getting near the top, it's always like that, you know.
God, and he's not even bothered by how high up he is. Balls of steel, this guy.
I think this time a few iron bands might be called for, you know, to screw it together a bit.
Oh my god. That's incredible.
A bit of me pointing come out up there on them big copings. Can you see it? 6 inches off the lightning conductor. Not bad that though, it's a long time since I did it.
The lightning conductor. Brought to you by Benjamin Franklin. See, there's some Americans out there that were useful. What's he doing?
Some of them are loose.
Some of them are loose?
Oh my
god! Oh my god, I would freak out if I was up there with him and he said that. Because of how high they are already. And then he's like, oh, something are loose. He probably did that to the camera just to freak us out. Oh, what a guy. I love him.
I don't think the full 9-inch headers, they're only halves, you know. Well, an header is a brick on end, like that should be. But I don't think it is. They wouldn't sound as holler if it were a full 9-inch brick going in. It's only half of one, I think. I'm only surmising.
Seems like such a good dude. Almost to the tippy top.
These are my dog holes that support my scaffold when I'm putting the scaffolding up.
I just like how he's up there in just hanging off this ladder with no harnesses or anything, and the camera crew is in like a crane safe pod thing where they don't have to worry about falling at all. It's kind of funny.
When you sat on top of there, like king of the castle, the view used to be quite interesting in this area. There were numerous collieries, the last of which disappeared a few months ago, and lots of mill chimneys, and I think you can see about 4 left now out of all of them, out of dozens and dozens. Not very far away there's the parish church of Atherton, which has got a distinct list on it through the mining subsidence. Well, that's it now. We've nearly conquered it. The north face of the Eiger.
Yeah, and the camera crew's up in their safe crane. Oh, that was it? I kind of wanted to see him get to the tippy top, but I'm not going to criticize him because that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Yeah, it was very interesting to see how he actually got the ladders up in the first place. But man, those videos make me nervous. But at the same time, I can't look away because I'm endlessly fascinated. And Fred Dibnah has a very soothing voice. It's like I've said it like 2 or 3 times now already. It's like, it feels like a family member's telling you a story. You know what I mean? Like an older, wiser uncle or something like that. So that part, even though I'm nervous, like his dialogue relaxes me at the same time. And I'm learning. This is something I never knew anything about before. But anyway, Fred Dibnah, rest in peace. I can see why so many people across the pond view you as a legend. And job well done, sir. I mean, I could watch these reaction videos all day. I know in the last video some people commented back because I mentioned that some people were upset that this was boring. On our channel, we kind of do like mostly comedy stuff, but I do like to change it up every now and then, and this is one of those times. It's like when I did the what was it? The Victoria Cross documentary reaction, which I loved. You guys know I love history. But in a sense, this is like a history video too, because I don't know when this particular video went out. Maybe in the 80s or something like that. Early 90s, I don't know. But, as much as I love the comedy and as much as most of you love the comedy, I do like to change it up, and this seems like a good change. Doesn't mean all the comedy stuff is going to go away, But I love this dude. I can see why you guys like him. I don't blame you. I love watching him work. It would have been nice to see it in person, because I don't think you see anybody without harnesses like that today. But I could be wrong because, again, I don't know much of anything about steeplejacking, but I'm pretty confident that there's not a lot of people who do it without harnesses anymore. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you had a great weekend. Like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want, and if there's another Fred Dibnah video out there that you guys really want me to see and react to, then put them in the comments for me and I'll check it out, okay? All right, I'll see you guys in the future for more reaction videos, and everybody out there, have a great day and keep your chin up, okay? Peace out, everybody.